what is your way professionally to make sure that you're maintaining and having a durable business with what you do?
Yeah, definitely. I think honestly, mine is really, really just making sure that you're living by the principles that you're trying to preach, right? So, for example, everything that I've kind of just been preaching here for a little while is, maybe to summarize it, is about balance, right? Having balance in your life and having perspective in your life, having moments of being present, like in your life, to make sure that the route that you're on is done at the optimal pace. And maybe you could be going faster at one time, but from a longevity perspective, like, are you going to be able to keep that up? And so from a business perspective, I mean, to be honest, to be able to get this type of message out there, yes, nowadays it takes, being present on social media, right? Like, it takes, posting numerous times a day on different platforms. And, I think maybe 3 or 4 years ago, I was pretty strict on myself, where if I didn't post, X amount of times per day on all these platforms, then like I felt like I failed or I wasn't doing enough in my job. But if I'm also being honest, like, taking those times of being, mindful and present and really reflecting, like, I show up and I am very present through all of my sessions throughout my day, whether it's a one-on-one, whether it's a group, whether it's our programs, whether it's with the high school team. Like, I try to be as like present as possible with each interaction that I have. And I think there's something to be said from a business standpoint, like, if you're able to do that, then you're able to have a very clear perspective on your message and your, like, your mantra, your ethos, and what you're trying to get people around you to buy into. Like, that is the best way to grow your business. Don't get me wrong. I'm sure if a marketing person was here and we were kind of doing a joint, live, I'm sure they would say, well, you can maximize by doing, playing the algorithm and doing the hashtags and going on TikTok, doing Facebook, doing Twitter, create different types of content that is basically saying the same thing, just doing it a little bit differently. Like, all that stuff is completely true. And that is part of growing a business from a, from like an audience standpoint, a marketing standpoint. But what is even more important, I think, than that is being very clear with like your ethos, right? So again, I don't think I can hit home enough with the idea of just taking a second or taking a minute, taking an hour throughout your week to just gain some perspective and reflecting around, what am I doing? Is this aligned with everything I want to accomplish? And if I continue to do this, at a high clip throughout the next year, or 2 years, 5 years, 10 years, is this going to get me to where I want to go? So hopefully that kind of answered it a little bit right there.